Now, I think we can all agree that Tales to Amaze is the best bang for our buck when it comes to Unmatched, coming with 4 playable heroes here, 2 villains, as well as a bunch of minions. But what if we get even more bang for our buck out of this package and make both of these villains playable characters? Well, we're going to be doing just that today, starting with Mothman. Now, the cool thing about making Mothman here a playable fighter is we have basically almost everything we need to play as Mothman. Starting with our mini that we get with Tales to Amaze here, one of the, I think, most gorgeous minis in the game, as well as a fantastic health dial to keep track of his health. And then we do have his deck here, but this is for solo play, so will not be working for us. So what we want to do is replace that with a deck here for Mothman. You can get this deck printed at boardgamesmaker.com. I will leave a link in the description, and they come out looking just like actual cards there. So there is our deck for Mothman. And then we will also get a hero card here for Mothman. And as you'll notice here, he has a sidekick, the Loveland Frog, so we can also add him. Of course, Tales to Amaze comes with basically a sidekick token for him. And if you want to be fancy, the Meeplesmith sells a miniature for the Loveland Frog. So just if you want to be fancy, then of course you will also need a health dial for the Loveland Frog there for his sidekick, and place that behind him. And then you'll see in this deck in a second, but we also have a catastrophe tracker card, and you'll be placing the Doom tokens on there to keep track of these catastrophes. So we will add those tokens to the back there, and their catastrophe card. And then we also, with this deck, it does come with a frequently asked questions card, and then also a credits card to our designer. The Mothman hero designer here was Brian, and then we also have our special thanks to the game development team, focus testing, and then, just a couple of thank yous there. So definitely a special thanks to all of these people. But yeah, now we have everything we need to play as Mothman. So let's kind of go over this custom fighter review. So starting here with our hero card, Mothman is a melee fighter with 16 health, and he has a sidekick, the Loveland Frog, and another melee fighter with 6 health, and they both have move 2. So the special ability here is going to be the Harbinger of Doom. Start the game with 2 Doom tokens on each special ability on the Catastrophes card. When you place a Doom token on the board, you may draw 1 card. Mothman gains additional special abilities as Doom tokens are placed. So just like in the actual, Tales to Amaze, he does slowly get more and more powerful, having more and more abilities as he destroys the bridges, but in this case, placing Doom tokens. So we can see catastrophes here. So when the game starts, you will have 2 Doom tokens sitting on all of these spaces, and you'll be taking up in order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can clearly take a look. So once we place the first 2, Mothman now, at the start of his turn, you may move Mothman up to 1 space. So just gaining an additional movement, basically, optional. If we place number 3 and 4 of the Doom tokens, Mothman may attack from up to 2 spaces away, almost getting that kind of T-Rex effect. And then after placing 5 and 6, add 2 to the value of Mothman's attack cards. So 6 Doom tokens in, and he's getting kind of scary with just a +2 to everything, on top of the attack 2 spaces away and moving. And then once you place 7 and 8, when Mothman attacks, you may place a Doom token in a space in his zone. So I'm guessing once you place all 8, you will just move that Doom token to another space. And then on the back here is just the same thing. But we can now move on to his deck and see how Mothman plays. And I really, really enjoy this card back here with his shining eyes. You can kind of see, that bridge outline in the background. But yeah, starting off with Mothman's attacks here, his first one is an attack card for Mothman, a 0 attack, 3 boost, 3 copies. And this is Overwhelming Dread. And you will see a lot of these cards are kind of copies from the Tales to Amaze deck, but transformed into cards that are now playable. So this is Overwhelming Dread. Immediately place a Doom token in a space in Mothman's zone. During combat, add 1 to this card's value for each Doom token in Mothman's zone. So really interacting with those Doom tokens there. And we have 3, so that's 3 placements already. And of course, getting stronger the more he places them. And then next we have Versatiles for Mothman here. A Versatile of 2, 1 boost, 3 copies. And this is Visage of Impending Doom. Immediately, if the printed value of your opponent's card is 4 or higher, ignore its value. After combat, place a Doom token in a space in Mothman's zone. So 3 more Doom token places here. So it can get very scary how fast these Doom tokens get on the board. But I love that, if you can predict if your opponent's going to be attacking with a big card, you can play this down and just ignore the full thing. Or, if he's defending with a big card, you can just get that 2 attack in as well. Moving on, we have a 3 Versatile for Mothman, a 1 boost, 2 copies, and this is Disaster Strikes. During combat, if there's a Doom token in the opposing fighter's space, this card's value is 5 instead. So once again, picking the correct opportunities. I love the interaction with our Doom tokens and just kind of picking the right moment to play these cards, as with most fighters. And then this is Mothman's card, a 1 versatile, 1 boost, 3 copies. And this is bird, creature, something. All of our little word bubbles on here. And then after combat, choose 2 different effects. Either place Mothman in any space, place a Doom token in a space in Mothman's zone, or draw 1 card. And that's 3 more placements. So as you can see, it's not going to be, stingy with placing those Doom tokens. It's, Mothman's going to get stronger and stronger as the game goes on, so you really want to kill him off fast. And that is our last attack or combat cards for specifically Mothman. Now we have Mothman's Scheme, and this is a 1 boost, 2 copies, and this is Portent of Doom. Return 1 versatile card from your discard pile to your hand, gain 1 action. So, basically any of these cards here, you want to play one more time, you can just play this card, get right back in your hand, and gain an action. So this is a nice free card. And then moving on to Loveland Frog, I love that he is our sidekick here. He's one of my favorite minions to play against. Both frustrating, but also very fun. And this is an attack, 2 attack for Loveland Frog with 3 boost, 2 copies. And this is Loveland Frog Strikes. And then after combat, again, another 2 attack for again. So very, on theme for his character there. And that is his 2 attacks there. And then next here we have a 3 versatile for Loveland Frog, 3 boost, 3 copies, and this is Tongue Lash. After combat, you may place the opposing fighter in a space with a Doom token. So love that he also interacts with those Doom tokens. And then moving on from there, we have a Scheme for Loveland Frog here, and this is a 3 boost, 2 copies, and this is It Emerged from the Swamp. Place a Doom token in any space, then place Loveland Frog in a space with a Doom token, gain 1 action. So not only getting more Doom tokens on the board and off that catastrophe card, but also moving the Loveland Frog to basically anywhere on the board. Very fun. And the next here is our Any card, so both of our fighters can use it. And this is a 2 attack for any, 1 boost, 3 copies, and this is Unimaginable Terror. After combat, deal 1 damage to an adjacent opposing fighter. If there is a Doom token in your fighter's space, deal 1 damage to each adjacent opposing fighter instead. Awesome. So basically, dealing 1 damage to 1 fighter, or if you have that Doom token, you could deal damage to all of the fighters around you. So once again, getting rewards for having Doom tokens placed in just the right spot. And then next here, our first actually defense from this deck here. So a 4 defense for any, 2 boost, 2 copies, and this is Those Eyes. After combat, your opponent discards 1 card. If there's a Doom token in your fighter's space, your opponent discards 1 random card instead. So once again, the opportunity is there. Just make sure you have the right timing for those Doom tokens. And then moving on, here's a 4 versatile for any, 1 boost, 2 copies, and this is Hoax. After combat, move your fighter up to 5 spaces. You can move that fighter through spaces containing opposing fighters. So, not like a crazy effect, but a nice 4 is always great, and being able to move and get out of sticky situations. And then our last cards here are ones that we are very familiar with. This is our Feint. This is a 2 versatile for any, 1 boost, 3 copies. Immediately cancel all effects on your opponent's card. Always nice to have those around. So yeah, that is our fighter. And now we can take a look at my final thoughts. Now, my final thoughts for this deck is pretty easy. Right whenever I saw Mothman was a villain, the first thing I wanted to do was make him playable. And our designer, Brian, made this deck just absolutely perfect. It really, makes it feel like, you're playing as the villain from Tales to Amaze, but balanced enough where, it's, not a challenge for the opponent to take you down if need be. I love the interaction with the catastrophes, making Mothman stronger and stronger as time goes on, and just really playing with those Doom tokens. So yeah, if you want to get this deck for yourself, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is done at boardgamesmaker.com. And then if you want to get all of the files for, the backs, the front, and the hero cards and everything, I believe that in the link in the description, there's also ones for the Martian Invader. So look out for that video, so I'll be making a video on him as well. Now I gotta go, my toast is burning.